When we bought this place, this room was not being used. It was largely unfinished. The floor was still plywood. Lots of the drywall panels were missing. There was insulation exposed everywhere. Bare light bulbs. No switch plate covers, just bare outlets and light switches. Nothing was to code. There was no handrail on the stairs. The stairs were just lumber. It was just being used and used poorly, really, as storage. I don't know what the intent of this space was originally, but I've renovated it and turned it into this world-class studio, as good as anything you'll find anywhere else in the world. It's a little bit over 240 square feet, and the booth itself is about almost 50 of those. People ask me a lot, how do you decorate so well? And the answer is, you marry a woman who decorates well. A lot of the decor in here is a nod to Voiceover, and a lot of it is a nod to my military service. I've been in the Army Reserve over 32 years. Okay, let's look at the studio. When you build a sound studio, there are two things that you worry about. The first is soundproofing, which is stopping outside sound from coming into your recording. And the second is sound treatment, which is focusing on making the recording sound good. So while I'm standing outside, I'll talk about the soundproofing a little bit. So this booth you're looking at is completely freestanding. It is built decoupled from the existing structure. If you look here at the seam where the booth meets the rest of the building, it is not touching that building. There's an air pocket between the booth and the building. The only thing that connects the two is a thin bead of acoustic caulk. And the same is true at the ceiling, and the same is true at the floor. Now, obviously the floor has to touch something. So this floor is very thick, very treated for sound with drywall, green glue insulation, plywood, rock wool safe and sound insulation, and all of that is just resting on a few rubber pads to insulate the booth from vibrations that may come up from underneath. This window is especially made for sound studios. It's 3 panes of laminated glass. Each pane is a different thickness, and each space between the panes is a different space. The walls have 3 layers of fire-resistant sheetrock, which is thicker than normal sheetrock, and those layers sandwich a layer of green glue acoustic compound to further absorb sound frequencies that come in. And then the walls themselves are lined with rock wool safe and sound insulation, which is insulation specifically for sound. And then, just to make sure we left no stone unturned, I've wrapped each junction box for the light switches and outlets with acoustic putty so that no sound can bleed in through those weak spots in the wall. And then lastly, for the door, I have 2 steel-clad exterior doors to seal the thing off so that no sound bleeds in. This is the inside of the booth. These are rock wool safe and sound acoustic panels, and in between those is RLX acoustic foam. Most of the RLX in here is 4-inch pyramid foam, and that's covering the ceiling and all 4 walls, and then just a rug on the floor. For my gear, this is the Neumann U87 condenser microphone, and this is the Sennheiser MKH416 shotgun microphone. I wanted both of these microphones because I wanted to be able to replicate the sound in most Los Angeles and New York studios, and these are really, really commonly used microphones. In fact, the 416 has kind of gained a reputation as the Los Angeles voiceover microphone. But on occasion, I need a good condenser microphone, and I guess the U87 will just have to do. I've got 2 computer monitors here that mirror the same 2 that you saw outside. So really, I do a lot of my editing in here. It's just as comfortable, and I've got everything in here that's out there as well. I connect with clients all over the world in here. I can use Source Connect, IPDTL, ISDN, Microsoft Teams, IBM WebEx. Heck, one time I even did a job for a client using 2 tin cans and a piece of string in between. It sounded kind of ringy, but we were able to fix all of that in post. But anyway, if you would like to hear more, go to my website, andyfieldvoiceover.com. You can follow me on any of the social medias and reach out to me. I'd love to hear from you.